Good morning and welcome. This is Nana from Nana's Cooking Craft Corner, and I am here to start. I'm so excited because this is the next step into making the bread, the Levain. And you're going to find out the Levain is very easy. It's the same thing as starter, but you're using a bigger amount of it because you need that to make more yeast, basically, to make the bread. So welcome everybody that's here. I'm not going to take much time. I'm going to get started here because I want to show a few things before I get off, and I'm trying to keep these short to 15 minutes. So I see MT's here, and I already thanked him very much for coming. So thank you. Now, this is what I'm going to look for. I fed it last night at 10. This is, it was here. It's way up here. It looks awesome. So this is what you're looking for, okay? You want your starter to look like that. Double in size, bubbly, smells like a yeasty kind of smell. And it's going to be perfect. So what we're going to do, I'm going to tell you, I also took something else out before. I don't want to confuse anybody. Let's move it back here. But I want to show you, this is my starter in the fridge. That's the first one I did offline. So you can see it's nice and bubbly. Matter of fact, it's time to feed it, but I'm going to show you something in a few seconds. So this, I'm going to have to take the phone off because it's distracting me. Sorry. All right. Hi, Miss Southern Belle. Hi, honey. Welcome. Okay, so this, the one in the fridge, if you are going to this is a fresh one, nice and warm, doubled in size. I can use that. You want to make bread, you got to follow the Miss Southern Belle. I feel like I made this really simple. It's from 1 to 10, and I'm going to go 11 until we get the whole bread started, and you'll see and I've made it really easy, I think, for you to follow along. So anyways, this is the one I made before in the fridge, and you can see it says dated April 3rd. You can see it's in good shape. It's in the fridge. But if I were to make the bread, I would have to discard, like bring it to room temperature, discard it, and feed it, double in size, and then it'll look just like that. And that's what you want. You want your yeast to be really strong and double in size. All right, so I'm going to put this back in the fridge, and we're going to continue on making the Levain. If you guys got any questions, like I said, leave it in the comments, either through my video or after the live stream, and I'll answer it when I can. So we are going to take my bowl. We're going to do, this is going to be, I got a bigger container for the Levain because we're going to need more flour, okay? So we're going to put the Levain container, which is a weck jar. They're designed for sourdough. But if you don't have that, and I think I'll put the light on to make it brighter here. If you don't have that, then a mason jar or any kind of nice jar with a loose lid is perfect for this. So we're going to turn it here, set it to 0, okay? And it's all written on the top of each live stream. I'm going to stir this a bit. See, right here. And you need 50 grams of good starter. We'll call it active starter. So I'm going to pour that in here, 50 grams. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to put, there's 40. Let's go 50, right? Oh, a little bit more. It was 50 and then went off, so let's do a little more. 50, right? Looks good. There's 50. So now we're going to feed this Levain. So it's got 50 starter. We're going to do 100 grams of water. So I'll reset my timer. We're going to do 100 grams. Oh, hello. Good morning, Annie. Oh, we want 102. It's okay. As long as I match the flour. It's 100, but 102. We'll just do 102 for this. It's not a big deal. Or actually, I could, if I really wanted to think about it, I could just go like this. Dump a bit. This is what I've done before. I dump a little bit of the water. Let's get it to, I want to be pickier on this. All right. Yeah, there we go. Just now we got to 100. We'll just be picky because I want to make sure. There we go. 100 grams. All right. Now we're going to take the flour. Be careful. Do this one slowly, a little slower than the water. All right. Reset. 100 grams. Thank you for inviting your friends. MT, you still out there? Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I've been doing live cooking streams, especially with sourdough. So all my short little live streams are to show you how to make sourdough, the starter, and then to make the bread. And then I'll have different recipes for the sourdough and the discard for a little while, and I'll have different recipes after that. But this is what I'm doing. Sourdough goes from day 1. Right now I'm at day 10 to make the levain until I start forming the bread tomorrow, because the levain has to sit overnight. So it doubles in size. Okay, so I need 100 grams. I'm just gonna pay attention to this because I want to make sure I don't want to dump it. I need to be a little more cautious. 90. So weighing it metrically, you could follow other recipes, but weighing it metric is the best way to do cooking, to be honest with you, using a scale. That's why I'm doing this, because bread is kind of a little bit particular. This sourdough bread is for sure it is. I've made other bread and it's not that particular, but this one, you got stages and you got to kind of follow the stages to make the bread, but it's not hard. You just have to pay attention. So when you go to make this bread and your starter's in the fridge, it might take 2 to 3 days to set this up, because you have to feed it, get the starter to room temperature and double in size. Then you got to make the levain, which I'm making right now. That's got to stay overnight and double in size. All right, so we are done this part. I'm going to stir this up really good. Oh, yes, thank you. I was just working on a Halloween one. Does she like journals? Like, I'll be coming back later. I got to finish my daughter's Halloween journal. I'm giving her she's coming down in July, and so I want her to have it for Halloween when she goes back. Yeah, I will. I'm going to stick with this, and maybe if you're still here, Annie, in a couple minutes, I'll show you the journal I'm working on. But these are the lives for the sourdough, so I really got to focus, but I'm more than willing to show you that after I get this all done. All right. I want to stir. I'm stirring really good. So you want to make sure all the flour's incorporated. These jars are cool. Has anybody ever heard of a weck jar? Because I didn't. I never heard of a weck jar until I started doing this sourdough, and then I went, oh, these are cool jars. They look kind of neat, and in the fridge, I'll know exactly as soon as I see the jar, I know it's my sourdough. That's why I'm doing this, using the jars. Okay. I'm already at 10 minutes. I gotta get going. I like to keep them short, these lives. All right, so we're gonna clean the sides. Okay. Where's my spoon? Oh, hi, Cliff. Good morning. All right, so we're going to put that there. And I'm going to take my little level. Hi, Mish. Good morning. And we're going to go right to here where it starts, okay? The levain starts right there, just like the starter. So the bottom of the tape is where all levain is. This needs to double in size before I can use it. So it's going to take overnight. So it's going back in the microwave in the warm spot like I did the starter. Put my little lid on, but I like this because it's loose. Get this out of the way, or maybe I should keep a picture of it before we go. I'll put a picture actually after. So now what you're going to do is you're going to have to feed the starter in a different way now. This is the original starter, and I'm going to put it in a new wet jar that I got because I think that looks cool and I'll know what it is. Set it to 0. This is a little different now. What you're going to do is you got to make 20 grams of starter. This is to make the new starter. So you're going to go, and it all slows the process of having to feed it too. So I'm going to put 20 grams of starter. Oh, look at that. That's not much starter. I take a little bit out. All right. Scale 22, 21, 20. Nope, still 21. Let's get a little bit more. 20. Okay, I need 20 grams of starter. All right, so 20 grams of starter, and you need 80 grams of water. So let's do 80 grams of water. Reset. 80 grams of water. Now remember, this is overnight left for the chlorine evaporate, or you can lukewarm water, but normally I like to leave the water overnight. So we need 80 grams of water. There we go, 80 grams. So you need 80 grams of water, and we need 100 grams of flour. Reset. 100 grams of flour. Using the bottom of this up, if you want to clean it over here. Okay. Here, I think I finished that bag up. All right. Okay, so let's pull this over here. In the notes above, it says that's for, you have to read, it's the Levain. You'll put Levain. I wrote all the notes really good. It says that's to make the Levain. This is to feed the starter where it slows the process down because you don't need it and you put it in the fridge. So it just strictly says Levain up top there, Mish. Levain is 50 grams starter, 100 grams of water, and 100 grams of flour. No, that's okay. That's all right. Okay, so now this is, I didn't write the notes because I don't want to confuse anybody. This is, once you have your Levain ready and you want to put your starter back in the fridge and slow down the process of it, you're going to put, like I said, it uses 20 grams of starter, and 80 grams of water, and 80 grams of water, right, and 100 grams of flour. And this will slow the process down in the fridge so that you won't have to kind of feed it as fast. It went out. What was I at? 82. I hate that when my scale goes out. Now I'm going to 82. We're just going to go a little more because my scale went out. So just close to 8. Between 7 and 8 is going to be probably the trick. A little more. There we go. Good enough. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stir this all up. Right. This is a little thicker. See, the consistency is a little thicker, but it slows down so it won't go as fast when you're not using it in the fridge. That's what I do. Now, if you see it's a little too thick, I might have to add a little drop of water, but I'm not going to add much. I want to make sure that it's all totally saturated and there's no dry flour on here. All right. I'm going to add just a smidge in here so I can stir it. There. Hi, Kristen. How are you doing? So I've made it pretty simple. I feel I did. So if you are interested, you can go back to all my live streams. It says sourdough starter from day 1 all the way to until I finish the bread. I'll keep doing the dates on here. So tomorrow will be day 11. And I think by day 12, I should have the bread done. But tomorrow's a busy day because tomorrow I have to do more than one live stream because there's just different things I got to do for tomorrow to prep to get the bread ready. So that one, like I said, there'll be more than one live stream, but I'll start off in the morning. And let's just do this a little better. Okay. So I have it dated. There's my starter. Let's just drop this. I should drop it down here. Okay. I'm going to clean up a little bit of this. And that is ready to go in the fridge. Okay, so that's the one ready to go in the fridge. The starter. This is my original starter. I brought it out to show you. Where did I put it now? Oh, I just had it. Hang on. Can I bring it out? Maybe not. There it is. Hang on a minute. Where did I put it? I just had it to show you guys, and I don't know what I did with it. Hey, where is it? That's not it. Maybe it is. Okay. I'm going to relabel this after I'm done. It's right here. Okay, so I want to show you. That's the original starter. And it looks like that. It looks nice, and it slows down the process by how I did it. Oh, I hope you do, Mish. It's not as bad as you think. I showed you easy step by step. There's no mistakes. And even if it starts to look funky, just continue on. Dump the discard of if it looks funny, don't keep the discard. But if it looks like what I've showed you, what discard should look like, then keep it going on. Make sure you date your starter on here. Put it in the fridge. Now this was going in the fridge, and I'm all done with this one. All right, we're done with the fridge. Okay. So now I got to get my discard, and I'm going to dump this out into my discard jar. Oh, as long as I got enough room to put it in. It's pretty full, so I think I'm going to have to start another one. I'll put this over here. I label everything, but I got a new jar here. I'll start a new discard pile. And this is, so you see the discard in a minute. See? That's what the discard looks like. So I'll discard it over here, and this way I can clean out this jar, because this has been in here for 10 days now. So now I'll clean out the jar. That's the time when you make the bread, and if you want to clean out your jar, that's when the time is to get rid of your starter, like put it in a new jar, and then feed it for the fridge. Okay, close enough. I'm gonna clean all this stuff after, and you don't need to be on when I clean all my stuff. All right, so here's my discard. I even have it labeled. Actually, it's hilarious. Sourdough starter labeled. Change the date on it though. All right, so there is what I came on for today to show you. There's my Levain right here, and it should double up here somewhere. And that's what I'm going to use. It needs to sit overnight. Okay, so there's no feeding. I've done it already. I made a Levain. It has to double in size. So you put it back in the microwave or wherever you've been storing it when you did the starter, the sourdough starter. Let it sit for overnight. And in the morning when I come back at 10, if it hasn't doubled in size, it's not ready to be used. So hopefully this will double in size by tomorrow morning. And then I can come out and I'll start the next step for doing the bread. So I'm putting, well, actually, I'm going to take a picture of this for my thumbnail after I'm done here. Okay, guys, if there's any questions, that was it until tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, there's going to be, again, I'm repeating that, little short live streams to make sure you're up to date on the next part of it. This, you don't have to have this size. It looks pretty big, but it's a 1 liter jar. The smaller ones are ½ liter. I'm trying the 1 liter. Because I know it rose pretty high, but you might not need this big of a jar. You might just need the ½ liter jar. But I love the jars. You don't have to have this jar at all, Mish. I just like the look of it. I think they look cool. This is a tulip jar, like a Weck, but the tulip shaped jar. It wasn't that. It's a few dollars, but it wasn't too bad. And in the fridge, I'll know, okay, well, this isn't going to go in the fridge, but the other one is going to go, okay, that's my starter. I can tell just by looking at the jar. That's a starter. That's why I wanted to do that. All right. So that's cool. I will do a couple minutes. If she is still here, Annie, if you're still here, I'll show you something before I get off. It really has nothing to do with the sourdough, but she wanted to see the journal I made. So if Annie's still here, I'll show her. If not, I am going to leave very shortly, guys. I'll leave that out. Hopefully it'll show up on my what's the word I want to, in the beginning, you know, the thumbnail. Hopefully it'll show up the thumbnail to that. I'm just going to chat and see if Annie's not here. So I'm not going to show her. All right. It's all good though. I'm going to take my starter. And that's what we're going to do. So you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. And as long as this doubles in size, we're good. If it doesn't, then I'm going to have to wait longer for it to double in size. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Oh, how did I mix that up?